Hello everyone, welcome back to Changfied YouTube channel, your trusted source for latest updates across South Sudan and beyond. Today we have two major stories that are shaking South Sudanese politics. One from the United States and the other from inside a very sensitive courtroom in Juba. In this report, we'll talk about the sentencing of South Sudanese activists and economist Biar Ajak in the United States. Then we'll go deep into the ongoing trial of first Vice President Dr. Machar and the controversy surrounding the foreign digital expert whose evidence is now under serious question. These are not small stories. They are about power, they are about justice, and they are about the future of South Sudan. Before we proceed with this top story, please help the channel by subscribing and turn on the notification bell so whenever we upload a new video, you can be notified. Let's begin our report with Biar Ajak's sentence in the United States. First, who is Biar Ajak? Biar Ajak is not an unknown name. Many people know him as a former refugee, a well-educated scholar, a peace activist, a former World Bank economist, a graduate of Harvard University, and a PhD holder from Cambridge. He was once seen as a symbol of hope. He was one of the lost boys of Sudan who survived war, went abroad, studied hard, and built an international career. But now, his story has taken a very different direction. So let's look at what happened. On February 6, 2026, a U.S. federal court sentenced Biar Ajak to 46 months in prison. Well, you can say that is nearly 4 years. The court said he was involved in a plan to secretly buy military weapons in the United States and send them to South Sudan. According to U.S. prosecutors, the weapons were meant to support an army effort to remove the government of South Sudan from power. The judge also ordered that after prison, he will serve 3 years under supervision. Biar Ajak was arrested in March 2024. Since then, he has been in detention. That means he has already served almost half of his sentence. Under U.S. law, prisoners can receive what is called good behavior credit. If they follow prison rules and behave well, their time can be reduced. Because of that, report said he could be released in about 16 months. So although the sentence is 46 months, he may not serve all of it. Let's look at the weapon allegation. U.S. authorities said that between early 2023 and early 2024, Ajak and another man tried to buy almost $4 million worth of weapons. The list reportedly included missiles, grenade launchers, machine gun, and millions of rounds of ammunition. Prosecutors said the weapons were going to be hidden as humanitarian supplies, but instead of aid, they would have been sent to opposition forces. The goal, according to U.S. Justice Department, was to remove the South Sudan government President Salva Kiir Mayardit, put Ajak in leadership. Another man, Abraham Sholkech, was also involved in the case. He received for 1 month in prison earlier. Both men admitted in court that they broke U.S. export law. As part of their agreement, they gave up nearly $2 million that had been raised for the weapon. This case represents a dramatic change in Ajak's public image. Years ago, he was detained in Juba and later fled to the United States in 2020 after saying he feared for his life. At that time, many international voices supported him. Now he has been convicted in the U.S. for planning an army operation For some people, this is shocking. For others, it raises serious political questions. So, what does this mean? This case sent several strong messages. First, the U.S. take weapon export law very seriously. Second, planning army political change using U.S. weapon can lead to every prison time. Third, political activists abroad are not above the law, but it also raises deeper questions. Was this political desperation? Was it a strategic mistake? Or was it something else entirely? These are questions that people will continue to debating. And now let's move to another story, one that is unfolding inside South Sudan itself. This story is about by President Dr. Machar trial. And it focuses on something very powerful in modern courtroom digital evidence. This part 2 is about the digital evidence controversy in Dr. Machar trial. Please, before we move on, if the channel by subscribing and turn on the notification bell. Why this trial matters? Well, Dr. Machar is not just any political figure. He is one of the most powerful opposition leaders in South Sudan. Any trial involving him carries heavy political consequences. People inside South Sudan are watching. Regional leaders are watching. International observers are watching. This case could shape the country's political future. Prosecutors are using digital materials in court. This includes WhatsApp messages, phone record, audio recording, videos, and letter phone on mobile phones. They say this material connect Dr. Machar and others to the March 2025 attack on the Nasser military base, where more than 250 soldiers reportedly died in that attack. The prosecution said the digital file show planning and coordination. The digital evidence was analyzed by a South African forensic investigator named Calvin Rafadi. He was hired to examine phone and present finding in court. His testimony is central to the prosecution case. He told the court that the data linked the accused to the attack, but now questions are being raised about him. Let's listen to allegations in South Africa. Back in South Africa, Rafadi or Calvin or Peter Calvin Rafadi has been mentioned in a judicial investigation. The inquiry is examining claim that he may have asked for financial benefit in exchange for influencing media narrative. He has not been convicted of any crime. Investigations are still ongoing. But critics say this raises concern about credibility. Some reports also said he resigned from a university position after his name appeared in testimony. Why credibility matter? Digital evidence sounds powerful. Phone messages, videos, location data, and it feels scientific. But experts say digital evidence is only as reliable as the person analyzing it. The person who is analyzing it. If procedures are not followed correctly, mistake can happen. For example, was the phone handled properly? Were the original data preserved? Were copy made correctly? Did independent expert verify the finding? These are important questions. On February 4, 2026, Rafadi presented material allegedly found on a phone belonging to a former minister. The material included message discussing military movement, videos showing army groups, audio discussion about political issues, and letter allegedly written by Machar. The prosecution used this to argue that Dr. Machar directed operations. On February 2nd, which is day 2, 2026, the focus shifted. More messages were shown, but this time from other individual. Some messages talk about a river operation, blocking badges, and describing the fall of Nasser as a liberation. However, fewer new material directly linked to Machar were presented that day. This has led some observers to question whether the evidence clearly shows a continuous change of command. There are still unanswered questions here. Whether the defense given full access to the phones, whether digital analysis independently verified, did the court know about the expert background issues, whether full transparency. Legal experts say that in politically sensitive trial, expert witness must be fully transparent. If credible is questioned, it can affect the entire case. This situation highlights broader issues across Africa. Courts are using more digital evidence, but digital tools require strong systems, clear procedures, independent review, technical expertise, and transparency. Without these, technology can become a political tool instead of justice tool. That does not mean the evidence is false, but it means it must be examined carefully. Ener malaken yam ka na dial content barwani lingwaseme to kon kaler shop karo ke Dr. Banaling ka jen report me. Ler nyam balingwas mbala ku de mchala Peter Biar Ajak ka do ba cha yen ka je ka United States. Kan kono nyam goro no jin bi Changfied YouTube channel bi support ka bitin dial content ngo gwaseme bi ke nyagane ko ken goro bi subscribe. Murai kon ka ku Peter Biar Ajak jen rami ngaike jen wacha kona former refugee cha kona refugees jen ram shugwar jen peace activists ba gwan mala jen cha kon let ka World Bank economies jen cha graduate Harvard University jen bo take a PhD ka Cambridge no jen ram kel mi ngat kelung by wike South Sudan jen wa ram kel ba mi la lost boy god ya te konte chite pinki chiti techi jen ka Sudan ramkel mi ci survive ko di ale kon shaden lat jen che werar ka che gwarin winimi ka che gwar che jo ngach ki che di al che ko ngajin winimi men me che bere ka Sudan ko be Sudan be je biker ka changa bakel ka fire ron kin dangro jen dangro bakel US Federal Court chicken Peter Biar Ajak chicken yen ka pede chok jen wani de bakel nyuno dong der te run wan re ti jen Peter Biar Ajak men yan kaje ajen yan kaje ko ki meshne wajen che gor dare military weapon ke mai dare ka kanaka United States dare ka wut ka South Sudan a cha ngaje kuma US ka ngai kone ka kum US mi che we ka dung men la kana ka bulung la very serious ko kuje man ci US prosecutor kala do ne kan mai to wa de kanatin kontin daga la de ni Biar Ajak bi de ni rara dien adara kamo ke mecha to la opposition kade kan kum kin yadi de kan o George ko de ga power de kan ci jaje ngwa mi kala do ne men chalat wude me kan ci kan no jaka men ki United States ka baga nan kare wi ka South Sudan kan ngi kone no kum US ci South Sudan ci ngo ko no ci mech ci ga benang re wi ka South Sudan ka korun tin paywe ta ci la do ne bi Peter Biar Ajak gen bete karun dang dio kreti gen karunen kontin ba treti gen kake kenyam Peter Biar Ajak gen yan kaje ka pay diok ron kin dangro jen dangro dongwan achu menanta makana lo intereti gen ko ngol tereti gen chagu jen ojen mi chala da gwa lo chala ram gwa reti gen mi china nyun ko corporate ke kum US wajen dong de luñ wate mi shale ne good behavior credit mi chile da gwa kati shanga gwa wala run kula ka yot kapin mi dong china chi nyure jami yala do mi chikan ngoten content rate gen la na ka mi chikan ke lele gwa wade pet ken kirun ken ade ga ben pin mi nyuno wade jeluin ka kor pen dang wel bakel mi nyuno dong da la ron wi the pet dang wan ka kuje mo ka jodan chala da wajen ba take 46 man lunu run dang wan ba chaga chu la no dong mi chele da gwa da ka pet wal bakel ko di la ron kenus akan meten konen cha ka Peter Biar Ajak Peter Biar Ajak wa ron kin dangro jan dangro de diok we ka ron kin dangro jan dangro dong wan ajen kan wudo dien wa chicken meten ke yuri ka 4 million US dollar chicken ka kok te kan ka jak re wich ka South Sudan re dien kan meten to wa ti missiles en meten didakon ti grenade launcher tin ti machine gun kan de many to 1 million of round of ammunition ti jakan kare which kan kamer kam ku kana nan ka South Sudan a chene de kon la persecutor gwazi kala do ne na kan Machar ka to ala ji nyingi humanitarian supply che de kon la tub kan de kon la luak ta gorno no wa de ga chunang de ga nang ne ko opposition forces no tila de ni ka point de Biar kwala kuchen no dom ke de wala ga de ken den ga kore me chi to ti Peter Biar point de chicken kwagro kana gorno ke ji humanitarian supplies lo kan non military requirement ki non military supplies but charge no major to bulka mit chin kon ku kan ga transport no a charge mo charge lat ka USA la US Justice Department ngai kone chikana no no te mi de nang rar kaka chikala ro ne na la Peter Biar Ajak che gujen wo dong der kum Sudan der je woch lak de kim yadi der je kapin dio ngai kon diale wude mem dong la nyingala guri jela ro jene siang ano kum South Sudan Ramadan yere president self kim yadit 2013 chon were sho kanak la de George jene plan ma chala de kim yadit medan jen chajo kon yen de wi ke juba nene me chen jira che ke jeno de yen lok me chade na ka kir me chalo chu jen chob da rar mi mi wa chu la dum chu to gono be kum kim yadit be je woch te wude dien mishala Abraham cholkech chaga yen kel kan yen Peter Biar Ajak wa melet kan maket kan ne dang roti kan ne cha yen cha wudi chol Abraham cholkech cha yen ke pet jen ngadu kel te ka kel wi mi cha ke chunang gwa lok kum USA ko kan chikan ngodo wa chikan gatul so jen do bran cha la no no gwa so meni ke ron kin dang ro jen dang ro Peter Biar Ajak no cha yen ne den churo do ko bar shu we United States lo jen gwa do wetin ke do be dan cha de na kaja ne ri mwana wa gai ke no o ne ne ngom mi Peter Biar Ajak ke lo gor jen o ba me ba ko kan wi ne mi no ke be kor be jeter kara ma ngai ke activist ramedi ku mer ke ngai ke je gwa no mi si der shilat ke ku menni aja yan ke lon ko run thuma la ja ngai ke no jin gor ne jen o wi na wi ke na ka jen ta dan teten no Peter Biar Ajak che gujino ne en man dana che direction che choose o bene ka baga nangwa ko kum kim ya di charge bulong kami lat kene je ka tok goro kor je ndo brana ba je duñ ka je wi kwam a che report mo che jelat an me da la kui Peter Biar Ajak I wanna ka first by president Dr. Machar ka jo machalat gwasme Dr. Machar che ka charmi atup ka kui de ka jen bona dan en men lukare tijien ke luka gwalo kare wiki juba Dr. Machar sha Ramadan and men la ran South African mela ran forensics expert would me wa chaja la jorde widian a wajen cherong ko de nyingatin kon la de ka nget tonga mi wa gur ke jabane ka tinje to kon de wa tin kon ko provide wa ken sika evidence la tuok watanin ka kaine ni joko meeting kon le de ban dial kon to ban ngai gwasme Dr. Machar no general kelmla political figure ram ngaike ke a very powerful person queer SPLA ayo e wike South Sudan mite ka lung loka ka kwide anama a very concerning we mon ke mite ka kain la ka kwide la goro no baga dil ngaje no ken ka to wal chi ka to ne dial content ka South Sudan weekend international community ba weekend tin dial kon lat ko ne which ka juba ngaike ka uda me let laran forensics expert and men chi kwak Dr. Machar kene jikwara chiko gwi ka South Africa la Ramadan en la South Africa Michelle Calvin jen kenten kono ye jek ke WhatsApp message kene fori koni ke ju the chari code ke video ni kene wargan ri wacha got ja jigre telephone ka ano kene dialati chala ngo chaga connect ke Dr. Machar ka kwi ko dan ji to ko pai dio kron kin dangro jen dangar wi de ke medan me chin wer waya mi shigi nyen ke din SSPDF me cha nasir military base chaja ke pala wi ya radio wade cha ne ri ke ku dangro jen dang di yawun yam ke de ni kin yadit cha yi ken cha batin reiko na me mi cha la de ken ka jo cha ko lat gwase me ran forensic expert me wa evident kon ni provide gwase me jen chale Calvin Rafadi do re wijin winimi jen te allegation show ko kwide ka South Africa Rafadi jen wa charge chol ka judicial investigation lat ke ngo tin che gul provide duarin ke te chala watan in chiga tok tan in ka kaina no but no kana kien no kana kon yen me na ko ti jenu ne ara me yos ke me kum kin mi yadi wajen cha gwan joko min wajen la gula mo ken je yo be kani be ko lat ken tin kon ba kamra no me ram mo chik involve ko be ba pe ke yo which mean that tin kon cha lat ko kui dak ma char we je no de kala kai ni ken dial ko me mo ji ke yo wajen allegation dana to dore ni mi ka cha nga chen wo lade so me chik na mo tin kon che collect ke data ni ngone kamra ke telephone no tani de ka thok tani de ka kai ni ajen do badan chalat ke je ko ki ko dorin winimi changa jo jen la mo ke yo ka jen boni wati de je ko ken lede ke ken kwite tene wa win min da nyinga chaga de trust ke chaga de believe long ko ental pon cha ka me dan ka mo je te ke we mo gwa sha all the data te re de chaga ya le ka gwa te gwa m chaga lat ko run ba ko nyo cross share ka nyo mo ka to wal chi ka to so min moje ka yo win min da dera kaj badera jalat ko ne dial content lo ka dak ma charte nan ka back dak ma char kene ko ka dial eno ka jite dak ma char win min that ene de ka temper ke ene evident ko depending on what they can ta down de ogwa ke de kan dial ka ajen kuna la question no wudu shal ka me Calvin wood South Africa me ran forensic expert mele de talk wala kaj ano kajen chagu wala kanagu ka to ngai kon dia le ram chagu so de ti ka de talk ka tin kon chalat ka ko dak ma char ko cha tun wan chala da long ken yam ka chang bakal ka fire ron kin dang janang bakal la ko ti ka focus ka kwi wargan dia le kon de cha kamrar jen gude me galat ke jen wo e chat dial cha kalinga dak ma char ken je kwara no ngai ken do be dan e let ko ro de ke je ka jo ke dak ma char no shi e tame de intin we to ke dak ma char jo na no ne me lele jene ne ke nyi ke de ni ke mi yadi nen to to ga di cha je kan all those thing cha gu je no chikun chika to anyo de jen wo ne meni kel misalat ka gwe jen wude meni ran forensic experiment la de ken dial wa ke kai ni cheka ne dak ma char ka ko gor ko jen ano bi mendan gor ke kim yadi bo we gwade man yam bi angai dak ma char mi cha je no jaram nan te ke jor ngai kon men beto political career de ba je ngo kin mi yadi jen ta dan le kin mi yadi de jenamen ke jen gore long kala de long tama anyok bu kon ngaje no ne na kangaro ko che to ke jalare chang ban de ale ban ke ling ni siang some of all this thing wa ke kai ne tem la tokten so ku je mo ban shon gwad mi ban je ka report den ani bi atega man